those voices in your head could be real someday. This is SkyWatchTV for Wednesday, December 9th, 2015. I'm Derek Gilbert. A special report at the Wall Street Journal gives us a picture about the future of music, speculates that someday the tunes that we carry around in portable devices today could come from a chip implanted inside our brains, serving up tunes based on the artificial intelligence, monitoring your mood, even perhaps adjusting the beat of the music to your need for exercise because your refrigerator noticed you put on a few pounds over the holidays. This is the brave new world of the singularity, the dream of transhumanists, a future in which all humans are living a symbiotic relationship with technology that is connected all the time, wirelessly, to the Internet of Things. Information, entertainment, security, all available at a moment's notice with the speed of thought. It's one of the goals of leading transhumanist thinkers such as Dr. Raymond Kurzweil, who believes that we could be wirelessly connected directly to the internet within 15 years. Now, it sounds cool, but reality bites. One of the reasons we focus on this issue, transhumanism, at SkyWatch TV, is because it's more than just a futurist's dream of an ideal future. It's actually become a science fiction religion that is drawing away some of the best and brightest minds in the world today. People so intelligent that the thought of God sacrificing himself on a cross is foolishness. Well, that's the same as it ever was. The Apostle Paul wrote 2,000 years ago to the church at Corinth, first chapter of 1 Corinthians, that Christ crucified is a stumbling block to the Jews and folly to the Gentiles. The Greeks who sought wisdom couldn't conceive of a God who would willingly do that. And so the worldly wise in our generation seek salvation on a silicon chip, eternal life. But that pursuit draws away our children and our grandchildren. See, the real danger of the transhumanist movement is not whether they will actually achieve immortality someday through technology, but that the belief that they will is causing our upcoming generations, kids who've been raised from the crib with a smartphone, to put their faith in the technology that they hold in their hands, the miracles that they can see every day, instead of in the promises made by a man contained between the covers of a book that their parents never open. We need to address this. It's our responsibility to train up our children in the way they should go. And that's why, again, we spend so much time on this particular issue at SkyWatch TV. Now, on a practical note, regarding the direct connection of your brain to the internet, bear in mind that anything that's connected to the web can be accessed by an outside force, hacked. If your brain is connected to the web, that two-way link could very well be compromised, hijacked. Hence my opening line today about voices in your head. Instead of, say, Stravinsky or Johnny Cash or Huey Lewis in the News playing inside my head, it could be voices telling me to do something I wouldn't normally do. Or at the very least, someone somewhere will always know where I am, possibly what I'm thinking, certainly how I'm feeling by monitoring my heart rate, blood pressure, adrenaline levels, and perhaps other blood chemistry. And of course, determine based on those signals whether or not I pose a threat to national security, and terminate it via a signal to that chip in my brain. Now, setting aside the religious implications of transhumanism, being a literal webhead is a bad idea, especially when we consider the level of influence the internet has on our perception of reality already. An example have used at conferences now for several years. Search engines such as Google do more than just return information to us in response to queries. They serve as reality filters. For example, if you have a plumbing business and I need to hire a plumber, and I do a search on the internet for plumbers in my area and get 1,000 results. If you are search result number 547 on the list, for all practical purposes, you do not exist to me. That's why consultants can make lots and lots of money telling people with websites how to make them show up higher in search engine results. Algorithms used by Google and Bing, Yahoo, other search engines try to tailor their results to better fit what they think you want to know. Now, bear in mind that Google, the dominant search engine on the planet, has announced that it's working on an algorithm that would rank websites based on trustworthiness or truthiness, to borrow a phrase. Currently, websites that have lots of incoming links, other websites that link to them, rank higher in search engine results because they're considered to be more popular. However, they might not be sharing information that's actually factually correct. And according to Google, that's a problem. So their algorithm, the one that they're developing, is intended to rank websites not by popularity, but by tabulating false facts, information determined to be untrue on those web pages, and penalizing those websites for lack of truthiness. In fact, this week, Google chairman Eric Schmidt took that idea even a step farther. He wrote a column, an op-ed piece in the New York Times, and suggested that tech companies could work together with governments to help fight terrorism with tools such as a spell checker for hate speech, an internet spell checker for hate speech. Now, this just may be a response, politically motivated, to last week's terror attack in San Bernardino, a way to show governments that tech companies like Google are willing to help in the fight against global terror. But the big question when it comes to spell checking hate speech and determining what facts are true, who decides and on what basis? Would the virgin birth of God made flesh be considered untrue by the guardians of internet truth? Would the book of Leviticus be spell-checked into political correctness because of its hateful condemnation of things like witchcraft, paganism, and alternate lifestyles? And how will the decisions made by companies like Google, then, shape our perception of reality? Do you really want that type of perception filter hardwired into your brain? Again, that's why we at SkyWatchTV talk so much about this. Geopolitical news items come and go. Nations have been fighting nations for thousands of years. The transhumanist movement may redefine what it means to be human within the next generation. Speaking of geopolitics, a couple of notes. I jumped the gun yesterday reporting on Turkey's withdrawal of its soldiers from northern Iraq. Our source for that information was Debka File, which is a news site based in Tel Aviv with connections in the intelligence community. That information appears to be inaccurate. Turkey Monday said, in fact, it was not going to withdraw its soldiers, that in fact, in a rather hilarious response, that the Iraqi government had given them permission to be there. It's just that the Iraqis forgot that they'd given that permission. As of Tuesday afternoon, the government in Baghdad was telling Turkey, you now have 24 hours to get your soldiers out of our country or else. Now, the else could be deploying Shiite militia, Iranian-backed Shiite militia units to that area to go after the Turkish soldiers. And members of the Iraqi parliament repeated again a claim that they might go to Russia and ask Russia to intervene and help remove the Turkish forces. Now, the question, which I should have addressed yesterday, is why Turkey seems willing to risk war with Russia over what they claim is just a training mission. I think the answer may be in the location of this base near Mosul. It just happens to sit along the convoy route between the oil fields near Mosul and the border crossing into Turkey. In other words, the Turkish troops are there to protect the flow of oil from the Kurds and from the Islamic State. Remember, $800 million a month to the Kurdish regional government, about $30 million a month worth of oil for the Islamic State, and a big cut off the top of both of those sales to somebody in the Turkish government, possibly even the family of Turkey's President Recep Tayyip Erdogan. And it's not just Russia that Turkey is feuding with at the moment. Prime Minister Ahmet Davutoglu said Tuesday that if certain attitudes continue, the traditional friendship between Turkey and Iran would suffer great harm. Now, this is possibly in response to a statement by an Iranian diplomat Monday night that President Erdogan was stunned and shocked that Russia had so much proof of Turkey's involvement in selling black market oil from the Islamic State because it significantly affected the position of Turkey's NATO allies. You can bet that nobody in the Pentagon wants a shooting war with Russia over oil so that President Erdogan and his family can get rich. And I imagine the rest of our NATO allies in Europe feel the same way. But there is one NATO member, shifting gears now, that appears to be ready to get it on. A deputy defense minister in Poland was quoted in a news report Monday stating that the Polish government is considering a request for access to nuclear weapons under a NATO sharing program. Now, shortly after that statement was reported, the Polish Defense Ministry issued a statement denying that they were considering asking for nuclear weapons. You see, within NATO, only 3 nations, the United States, the United Kingdom, and France, actually possess nuclear weapons. But under this sharing program, at various times, nukes have been based in places like Italy, Germany, Belgium, the Netherlands, and Turkey. Now, we recently told you about Russia's sale of an advanced anti-aircraft missile system to Iran, the S-300. It was disclosed over the weekend that earlier this year, the Israeli Air Force, when conducting exercises with Greece, just happened to have the opportunity to train against an S-300 anti-aircraft missile system. You see, Greece has one on the island of Crete. And during these exercises, we now know, Greece turned on the S-300's powerful tracking radar so that the Israeli Air Force could devise ways to jam it or bluff it. Possible preparation for a strike against Iran's nuclear sites. Wars and rumors of war. On SkyWatch TV last night, we talked about the love and mercy of Jesus Christ, the love and mercy God shows all of us, and the healing power that love has. Our guests have written 2 important books. Donna Howell, co-author of the book Redeemed, Unredeemable, a look at how some of the worst killers in American history came to Christ. And John McTernan, author of When Jesus Sets You Free, You Are Free Indeed. It was a conversation that I truly appreciated. I found it a blessing, and I hope you did too. If you didn't have the opportunity to watch it last night on the Christian Television Network, it's available today on the SkyWatch TV channel on Roku. If you have a Roku account, log on, search the channel store for the SkyWatch TV channel, and add that to your account, please. If you need step-by-step instructions on how to do that, you'll find those posted online at skywatchtv.com/Roku. Registration for the 2016 Rocky Mountain International Prophecy Conference continues, but again, it's limited to the first 1,000 people, and we know that the available slots are going fast. Over 24 top speakers on Bible prophecy and geopolitics: Chuck Missler, Avi Lipkin, Bill Salas, L.A. Marzulli, Joel Richardson, and some new faces: Dr. Michael Lake, Josh Peck, Lieutenant Colonel Bob McGinnis will be there as well. And looking forward to seeing and meeting face-to-face Timothy Mahoney, producer of the film Patterns of Evidence, about the evidence for the Exodus. That's coming up July 14th through the 17th, 2016 in Colorado Springs. Registration online at prophecywatchers.com. Don't forget, during the month of December, because we depend on your financial support, but we always like to offer a gift in exchange for your gift. For your donation of any size during the month of December, while supplies last, some holiday-themed items: 3 hours of Christmas music, the World Christmas CD Collection, Christmas music in Latin, African, and Celtic styles, the excellent book by Donna Howell, the novel that tracks the final years of Ebenezer Scrooge, the book Ebenezer, The Final Years of Scrooge, and a keepsake ornament for your tree. Those gifts for U.S. residents only, please. For your donation of any amount to SkyWatch TV during the month of December, and instructions on how to donate posted at skywatchtv.com. And when I choose to post things, I do it here: Twitter, Facebook, and my website. You can find me there. And if you have email for me, comments, questions, or suggestions on how to make these programs more informative or interesting to you, please send those to dgilbert@skywatchtv.com. And thank you for watching. As we keep watch, I'm Derek Gilbert, and this is SkyWatch TV. The holidays are on us, and this Christmas, SkyWatch TV can help you give the gift of preparedness to the ones you love.
How better to show your love to your family than to buy something that will help them when their electricity goes out, when everything fails, and we all know that there's a possibility of that happening. This is the time to buy, because if you go to our store, you'll find the Buy This, Get That Free special. And trust me, the Buy This items, they're already discounted, so you're going to save money on that. And you get a wonderful item in addition, free.
That's right. Go to SkyWatchTVStore.com and look for the Christmas specials. Now, as a news junkie, I'm really excited about some of the crank radios. When times get tough and you need to know what's going on.
Are they just for cranks?
Well, it's perfect for me then, because you can, without batteries, be able to find out exactly what's going on. They're crank radios, including a two-way radio, so you can communicate with friends and family in an emergency.
I think that's incredible. We've got a hand crank radio at home that we use a lot. I hope it never happens, but more than likely the day's going to come. Even if it's just a power outage from a storm, you're going to need something to hear the weather on. We've got seed kits, emergency ration kits, Berkey water filters. I mean, it's all the things you wanted to get for prepping and you wanted to save money, or you want to give to your family members. Now's the time to buy.
And many of those seed kits are heirloom seeds, the kind of things that you don't typically get when you go to the store to buy seeds. Seeds that you can basically, when the plant ripens, you can save some of those seeds and plant them again next year.
You can. It's almost a buy once, have them forever sort of thing, if you just save from year to year. And they're non-GMO.
Exactly. Plenty of other items in the store, including more information, books that tell you about how to prepare and plan for times that are troublesome. And certainly that would describe the age we're living in right now.
Buy this. Get that free. You gotta love it.
Yep. Give the gift of preparedness this holiday season. SkyWatch TV, SkyWatchTVStore.com. And again, Merry Christmas from SkyWatch TV.